Ballboy Nation, we got our Jays on today, episode 23. We're live.
Oh, man.
It's good to be back.
That's too easy.
That's way too easy. Way too easy. We got some fun stuff to talk about. It's almost going to be 22 into 23. I mean, similar content here, more MLB updates, more NFL updates, another pick'em, and then we'll get out of your hair. But there was some pretty interesting MLB news this week. I know we talked a little bit about the initial dominoes that fell. We got the second wave this week. We'll just jump right into it. I kind of started from most recent to something that happened about right after we finished recording last week.
Ranger Suárez being the most recent notable move.
Ranger Suárez to the Red Sox on a 5-year, $130 million contract. There are some people who are saying the Rangers may have overpaid. I don't know. I mean, yes, you got Garrett Crochet, but I think you've got a 1A, 1B in terms of an ace here. I mean, do you consider Ranger to be the guy, or is he...
Well, Crochet is clear-cut number one. It's not even a conversation, but having another lefty in that rotation is something they needed. I also think they needed somebody a little bit younger. They just got Sonny Gray, but he's kind of on the wrong side of 35. A couple other guys, too, that they brought in last season. I think Sandoval and there's one other guy I can't remember right now, but they brought in a lot of vets.
Well, there was Lucas Giolito.
There was Giolito and there was Buehler, and neither of those really worked out for them. But, well, I guess Giolito sort of
He started hot.
Yeah, I think it's a good pickup. The rotation needed to get a little bit younger. 30's not exactly young, but you got a guy right in his prime. My only concern is the way he ended last season. I had him in fantasy, and his last few starts I had to drop him because he got pretty rocky towards late August into September and started to wonder. I don't remember what his advanced stats were, whether or not he was more so lucky last year, because his ERA and all that were insane, and I think he got snubbed in an All-Star game, no less. But I think it's a good pickup. You're just obviously, if you're Boston, big concern is you lost the third baseman, you lost a big piece of your lineup.
We'll get to that, don't you worry.
For that, but I think it's a good move for them overall, though.
Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that they need to get a little bit younger with their rotation, because they did give up a few very young pitchers in the offseason here.
Yeah, they did.
I know the most notable was Dobbs. There was a D.
Yeah, it was Dobbs.
Dobbs. They also gave up...
Such a great name.
Don't bleep me. It's fine.
It's Richard Fitz.
It's fine. We'll work with it.
Come on, guys. That's his name.
And he went to St. Louis. He was in the deal with Sonny Gray there.
Sonny Gray, yeah.
I would say, though, to your point, I don't know who else they're going to sign. I don't know who the replacement at third base is going to be, and we'll leave the name nameless at least until maybe 2 bullet points here.
Well, they got some prospects. I think that's what their main thing is. I mean, I got to remember his name, but oh man, they had a couple guys come up last year, and I think they're kind of banking on the fact that those guys will step up and fill in that role instead, and just spend most of their money in the rotation, which is something they've neglected in the past. So that might be sort of their logic. They might be done at this point, but we do know. I think Eugenio Suarez is still out there.
That is true.
So that could be a route they go. And I think there was one other third baseman that was. I thought there was somebody else that they could have looked at. I can't remember, but I think that they're just gonna stay quiet from here on out and maybe sign 1 or 2 platoon guys, but. Not much else I expect out of them at this point, but you never know.
We'll see. You mentioned they have a good core. We'll kind of look into that as spring training rolls around. There was another guy a little bit on the other end of the age gap here. Nolan Arenado was traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks. What an interesting deal, honestly.
I don't get the Diamondbacks. I have a list of most confusing team in sports. The New York Islanders are the number 2 most confusing team. They can't decide if they want to make a conference final. They can't decide if they want to be the worst team in the league and win the top pick. They can't decide if they want to be in the middle. I don't get them. They just, every year, they're all over the place. The MLB's equivalent of that, if you see where I'm going with this, is the Arizona Diamondbacks. 2 years ago, you made the World Series. Obviously, 2024, they were still a contender and just got snubbed. I think they lost the very last day. But then kind of this year, they still kind of had their foot in the water, and they decided to just break things up and just sold some pieces off just to go and do this for a guy that's an aging veteran. Like, I don't know if this is trying to take advantage of the Dodgers not capitalizing on the market for once or what, but this seemed like a weird move to me. I mean, I get they probably needed help at third, but and albeit, they traded Merrill Kelly to the Rangers for 3 prospects and got him back. I mean, that was a fleece job and a half. But this move to me was weird, albeit based off what everybody's saying, didn't seem like Arizona gave up a ton to get him.
No, and as a matter of fact, I'd almost say Arizona won this deal on a buy low situation. Because I feel like the St. Louis Cardinals are in a full... I shouldn't say a full rebuild, but they are going for full tank right now.
They need to, because they haven't done it in decades.
Yeah, no.
And they need to finally embrace the fact that if you're not going to be spending money, then you gotta replenish your farm system.
Definitely.
And go back to how you used to build your squads.
Yeah, no. And I know I at least have the numbers written down for Nolan here, but the Cardinals are expected to pay $31 million of his $42 million contract
They
this
did
year.
profit, to be fair. They got $50 million from the Rockies, so... you guys did make money off this.
That's true. But hold on now, because I also think they're paying a portion of Sonny Gray's contract with the Red Sox.
Okay, I'm just talking strictly Arenado.
Fair.
I'm sure they're probably paying
There's a total of 3 contracts they're paying on of players they've moved out so far, which I think is around $59 million on the year so far. But hey, I mean, if it grants them some...
If you're going to be losing, you don't have a ton of leverage, especially in this sport, so you kind of have to throw in some money to get anything of value in return, especially for aging guys. I mean, they didn't just trade anybody. They traded 2 guys above the age of 35, so you're definitely going to have to, in these scenarios, cough up a little bit of cash to get them off the books. So, makes sense. In this case.
Yeah, no, and we'll see. We'll see how it works out. For a Cubs fan, thinking St. Louis could finish at the bottom makes me kind of happy. I doubt it. I doubt that's going to happen. I feel like even in a full tank, Pittsburgh's still a fall.
Still there, but everybody else, Reds looked competitive last year. Milwaukee's going to be Milwaukee, and Cubs are. Well, I mean, I feel like we're beating her. I feel we should just bite the bullet. I mean, we've had multiple opportunities to talk about a certain move, and here we are talking about the team.
Here we go.
I think we might as well just say it. I'll let you say it.
Yeah, so this was almost breaking news within like 24 hours after our last recording that Alex Bregman signed with the Cubs on a 5-year, $175 million contract, including...
$70 million deferred. The Cubs are ruining baseball.
And a no-trade clause. That's the kicker. That's the big kicker, Boston.
That's
sorry.
Crazy. Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, I mean, great signing by the Cubs. It kind of points to what's going to happen with Kyle Tucker, which will
former teammates.
I will say, you know what? You want to play some Moneyball real quick?
Yeah.
So bringing in, sorry, I'm blanking right now. Bringing in Alex Bregman, Matt Shaw is going to have to lose his spot at third base, right? So building the Cubs rotation now, if Tucker does not come back, and I shouldn't say rotation, but just starting in each respective position. So at center, you got Carson Kelly. That doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. Miguel Amaya is going to swap in here and there. I mean, give the boys a break.
Catcher, you meant?
Yeah. Sorry, what did I say?
You said center. You're good. I just want to clarify.
I'm just glad that that's the only mistake I've made so far. Yeah, so we're good. So yeah, catch your Carson Kelly.
Yeah, no, you know what you're talking about. It's just one of those things you just.
When I put the list here, I put C Carson Kelly, and I just.
You're good. Hockey. Nick would give you crap, but I'm here to help you.
He'll be in the comments. Don't worry. We know John's. So first base, we got Michael Busch, clear-cut favorite.
Yeah.
Second base has a question mark right now with all the rumors.
I'm hearing a lot of rumors.
Nico Horner
with the Giants. A strong push to get him right now.
Yes. And I feel like the Yankees are also another team that are trying. I just don't see us giving that up, especially with the now defensive war in the infield with Bregman, Busch, Swanson, Horner. I feel like you got to keep it. But we'll see what happens. So figuring out who might take second base, that could be Shaw if Nico's moved. Dansby, Swanson, clear-cut shortstop. We got Bregman at third now. And this was interesting. So he only played 114 games last year, by the way. and he had a 3.5 WAR compared to Matthew Shaw's 1.5. So clear cut upgrade, we get it, but now we got to go to right field, right, where the absence.
Have no idea what you're gonna do. You traded your the other main guy you're kind of banking on to fill that role, and obviously I have no clue about Kyle Tucker, so that's
So clearly
a little dangerous.
It seems that if Tucker's off the table, Seiya's moving back to right field. I mean, that's just, he already knows the position. Let's move with it.
Yeah.
In 2024, when he played full time right field, he had a 3.5 WAR, pretty good. Last year, though, in the 32 games he played in right field, he had a 2.6. So to me, is it just?
Are you looking at defensive WAR, or are you looking at WAR as a whole?
I believe it was WAR as a whole, but
Okay.
MLB says I'm wrong in certain categories, so I'm just going to say 2.6 WAR. So there was a little bit of a decline. It was only 32 games, though. He had just as many errors with 3 last year that he did in 2024. So for me, it's just, is it just him not playing the position as much, having a little bit of rust on the defensive side? But I don't see an issue with him taking right field if that's the case. PCA, clear-cut center field. Ian Happ, I feel, is kind of the questionable player in the outfield right now. He's been in talks for trades for the last few years, but we got him. He's our clear-cut left fielder for now. And then DH is my question mark right now, because the guy who everyone is putting at our designated hitter is Moises Ballesteros. And I was talking to our buddy Matt, who's another baseball head, a few days ago, and just spitballing questions. And I said, you know what? I just got to bring it to the pod here, because does Moises deserve the designated hitter? Does Matt Shaw deserve to lose a roster spot? Is he just going to be our utility guy from here on out? What are we going to do? We're going to sign anybody else? But looking back at his numbers, and I don't have him here, but in about the 20-ish games Moises played with the Cubs, he actually had pretty decent stats. A good batting average, a good OBP. I don't know. I feel like at this point, after seeing the numbers, I'm less worried about it. And I'm excited to kind of see where it goes, but
Could depend. Or are they both righty? I don't remember. You could flex a bin depending on, if it's lefty versus righty, but they might both hit from the same side, so that logic might not. One of them
True.
might hit much better against one side than the other, though, so that's a route you could certainly go. Regardless, Shaw or Horner's gone. I have to imagine the one thing that I would debate on, for me, I debate on dumping Swanson personally. Sorry, you're getting up there in age. You still have like 4 years left on that contract. He's good defensively, but he is very inconsistent at the plate, which obviously if the Cubs want to contend next year, they need to be able to hit the ball. So.
But I think we just figure that out a little bit with Bregman, right? Because Shaw at the beginning of the year had a very, 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 very rocky start batting. Figured it out a little bit in the second half there, but did have a few slumps, periodically. But Bregman should feel that if he could play 150 games, that fills that spot. So I still don't think that Shaw is just a clear-cut trade candidate, just because the fact that he can play second, he can play first, he can play third, and be the guy there for the off days. But to your point, I still think Dansby is the candidate to keep in terms of he clearly wants to be in Chicago. He's clearly a good defensive help.
You definitely want to keep him for that aspect. But it's just like you're talking about things getting crowded. That's the name that just hasn't been mentioned.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I would agree. I think
would question how does he exactly fit at this point. I don't know.
Moises does bat lefty, by the way.
Okay, I thought one of them hit lefty and one hit righty. I couldn't remember. So that is something you could definitely do then. Just one versus lefties, one versus righties. So.
Yeah, no. I was just thinking. But yeah, no. So Dansby, and for people who don't know, Dansby and Alex Bregman were the 1 and 2, by the way, for was it 2015 draft there, and Ian Happ was also a part of that draft class.
Ninth
so
or something like that.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see, because I feel like if we're talking about age, especially with Dansby, you got to throw Alex in the conversation, especially for someone we just signed for that big contract.
Yeah, I guess Dansby's only 30. I thought he was like 33, 34. I didn't realize he was only 31.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll see. And I mean, the thing with Kyle Tucker is there's a lot of rumors about him going to the New York Mets. There's a lot of people saying it's all but a done deal. though Tucker is still fielding offers from Toronto. And it just makes you wonder, I mean, if we're going to keep deferring money, why not bring Kyle Tucker back on like a 2-year deal and hope that he maybe takes less money? But if he declined his, what was it, $22.5 million arbitration,
Yeah.
why would he come back for less than $50 million? I just, who would? But we'll see.
But the connection with Alex Bregman, that's why I brought it up. I mean, like I said, former teammates. One buzzing it up, the other not so much. Wink, wink. One's hitting trash cans, but allegedly, depending on how you'll see it. But I mean, I think that could be the one incentive that you could get Kyle Tucker on a little bit less money. You brought in a teammate that you probably had, I imagine he was fond of in the time they played together. Certainly doesn't hurt your chances, but I mean, at the end of the day, $50 million is absurd. That's gonna be tough to pay. Theoretically, that should be a no-brainer for a market like Chicago, particularly on the north side. But the Ricketts just don't love spending. I mean, I think just even getting Alex Bregman shook quite a few people because, you know, the Cubs all love to do this whole, we're checking in on you. We're checking in on this guy. We're checking in on this guy, and you never sign anybody, and then they actually do it. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Kyle Tucker's probably as good as gone, but
I'd imagine so.
Alex Bregman could make it interesting.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure between now and next week, we're probably going to get more Kyle Tucker updates. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, it sounded like there's a possibility he could sign it is by the end of the week.
Yeah.
So there's a very real possibility, not saying a high possibility, but it's a very real possibility by the time he come back for the next episode, we will know where Kyle Tucker lands.
And possibly a few other big dominoes. If Tucker signs, we're probably going to figure out where Bichette signs. And
I'm shocked Bichette has not signed with Boston yet, personally.
Oh.
I think you lost your guy at third. You've already been kind of flirting. You're trying to take a guy from your one of your rivals in the division. He's pretty much good as gone from Toronto as is. With the other moves they made this offseason, kind of made it crowded for Toronto to bring him back. I don't see why you haven't done it. Yankees could still do it, obviously, too, but seeing all the memes I'm seeing, I can't believe we're saying this. The Yankees might be the losers of the offseason. I live in a day and age where the Yankees are being cheap. That is just stunning. But yeah, Boston's got to jump on this. That being said, I texted you, Bichette, or you might have texted me. I don't remember. One of us said to each other, he wants $300 million.
Yeah, we talked about that last week too.
For a guy that's not been able to stay healthy, that's a lot of money.
It is.
So,
and if Boston wouldn't give Bregman 175, which I think they did, but it
they
was no
gave
trade
him
clause issue.
165, so they were $10 million short.
So that just makes me question, though, would they give the extra $135 million?
Not 130, but they might give more than what they were going to give Bregman.
Yeah,
I feel like they gotta. I feel like they might feel the pressure to go get somebody, but at the same time, as I mentioned, they have a was it Rafaela or something like that?
Yes. Yes.
I think he could play third. So I think, Gonzalez, they had that platoon guy that could fill in, so he could probably shift over there for a little bit. I mean, we'll see, but
I feel like you kind of have to talk about their management over in Boston too, because I mean, if we think about it, if they just didn't burn their bridges and do all of this wonky stuff, we wouldn't even be having a conversation about third base if they still had, I don't know, their other third baseman last year, their former All-Star.
Well, it's all I gotta say about Boston. It's not the first time they've traded for a guy with the initials AB and let him walk in the offseason. And the last time that happened, he went on to have a heck of a career in Texas. Team Hall of Famer, almost unanimous Hall of Famer, first ballot, Adrian Beltre. So Yeah, big swing and a miss. If you're Red Sox fans, if you see the Red Sox trade for a third baseman with the initials AB, just know you get him for a year and he's out.
Well, thank you for clarifying that because I definitely was thinking Antonio Brown.
I know you were. I know you were.
Oh, man.
But yeah,
It's hard to forget about Beltre, though.
You're technically not wrong. He did. It wasn't a year. It was a week. But there was an AB in Boston. I guess it'd be more
Another
Foxborough, but another one. So you're not wrong. But that was also a different circumstance. He kind of did some things that Bill didn't like.
Yeah, that's a good way to word that. That's a good way. But I mean, I guess if we're talking about football, I mean that's just what we're gonna throw that curveball out the window and get right back to the NFL. A little bit more of the coaching carousel here. Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers steps down as the head coach.
He's a top 3 Steelers head coach in the last 60 years.
That is an accurate statement.
It is an accurate statement.
So we know there was already a domino who fell with John Harbaugh going to the Giants. When I typed this up, it was official, but there was no details of the contract. And I saw when I was at the gym today about 2 hours ago that I think he was a 5-year, $100 million contract.
Goodness sakes.
Yes. So they're giving him everything he wants. I already see he's willing to bring the former offensive coordinator from Baltimore over to New York. And if I was the ownership, I wouldn't have let him do that because I feel like that was the weak point of Baltimore's offense was the play calling there. But hey, I'll get paid to make that decision.
Look, Cam, if you just find yourself randomly sitting on the sidelines, just know who you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got to say. I got to warn you.
Especially
Cam.
on first down.
Yeah.
Especially on first down.
Especially against the Patriots. Oof. Yikes.
Oof. But, we talked about it a little bit last week of who's going to go where. All I know is the Pittsburgh Steelers cannot repeat history. They cannot repeat history, Nate. And I've been saying it all week, and I still don't think you've caught on to what I'm saying. Because Mike Tomlin was a defensive coordinator in Minnesota when he was hired in Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh has requested to interview Brian Flores.
Oh, no.
And if lightning strikes twice, I'm going to be a very miserable boy.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's a bonus for Pittsburgh if they get the guy. Like I said last week, Brian, I want the best for you.
Oh, no. I didn't even realize Mike Tomlin was with Minnesota before that. Mm-hmm. It's been so long.
There are a lot of really good coaches out there who had a start in Minnesota. I know Pete Carroll was up there, but that's... We won't talk about Pete. We won't talk about Pete. But yeah, no. So we'll see what happens in Pittsburgh. There's a lot of folks from... fans, I should say, Pittsburgh Steelers fans that are thinking that they're going to offer the offensive coordinator the head coaching spot. And if you don't know who the offensive coordinator is, he's got a nice mustache, and that's about it. That is about
But sometimes that's all you need. Good facial hair.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you see Detroit is asking to interview him for the offensive coordinator spot?
No, I didn't.
That'd be a very bad mistake. As a Vikings fan, I hope you do it. Arthur Smith, please, go.
Arthur Smith is kind of a bum.
Everyone in Atlanta knew this, and when he went to Pittsburgh, they were like, "Oh, what an upgrade!" Look what happened.
He's not good. If Atlanta fans are telling you no, maybe you should listen, because they've seen a thing or two of, bad football and suffering. I could give 3 to 28 reasons. Sorry, okay. I'm sorry.
But so. Yeah, no. We'll see what happens, though. There's a lot of people who are saying they're probably going to go to defensive-minded head coach again.
It's the Steeler way.
It is, but I think they kind of need to get with the times because I feel like that's their big problem the last few years has been offense.
Last few, try going all the way back to... I mean, I guess you can't go that far. They did have the Killer Bees, but surely they made a Super Bowl with that trio.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think so.
No, since the turn of since we went into the 2020s, their offense has been a disaster for sure. And part of that is because ever since Roethlisberger retired, they've just lost an identity at quarterback, and they have not figured it out.
They just had no plan, even though Ben talked about retirement for 3 years. I mean, it was
just... So Green Bay drafts Jordan Love, right? And they piss off Rodgers, and then the Steelers kind of do the opposite, where it's like, hey, man, I'm going to retire.
And they were like, no, you're not.
Nah, bro.
You're going to be here until you die.
You're in denial when he retires. Like, he gave you warning. So
Several
warnings that he was going to retire. You should have invested when you could. You could have had Lamar. Big oof.
I mean, they can always bring Ben back, right? I mean, Phillip Rivers did it.
Phillip Rivers did do it. And honestly, he looked
There's
nice.
talks he might come back next year.
Are you serious?
I haven't heard anything. It's merely a rumor.
Dude.
It's from the sidelines.
Oh
I don't know.
Gosh. He might have gone 0-3, but in all honesty, he played all right.
Yeah, no,
he had some pretty electric moments.
Even if he doesn't come back as the quarterback, I kind of hope he just comes back in like a quarterback coach role, because I think that would really benefit them, especially for keeping head coach and
it would
GM.
it would benefit his wife. Might finally stop the kid train.
Unless they start winning.
Oh man, go to a mid team, Phillip. Go to just the most horrendously mid team in the NFL. Miami Dolphins.
Oh.
Actually, I don't know who would we consider to be the most mid team. I don't know.
Currently?
It's Steelers, honestly.
Yeah.
It was a kick away from being right, by the way. Thanks a lot, Tyler Loop. Thanks a lot.
Did you see, by the way, that Baltimore? I forget what their if it's not GM, the owner had said the week after they fired Harbaugh. They asked him, and they're like, "Hey, we just got to know if he makes that kick, how long is John Harbaugh still the coach of the Baltimore Ravens?" And without the drop of a dime, he goes, 1 week. Like, it's just, you already had your mind made up that Harbaugh is out the door, win or lose.
I think that's fair, though, because, I mean, the whole situation, that Patriots game, to me, was the moment I was like, you're gone. How do you forget that there's no reason they should have lost that game? No reason. I mean, I know Tyler Huntley had to play the entire second half, but all you had to do was just keep running with Derrick Henry. We had no answers that night. You kept running with him, you win. That plain and simple. And you just forget about the man for the last 8 minutes of the game. I mean, that to me was the moment. Like, he was kind of already on thin ice, for multiple different reasons. Obviously, part of it is Lamar just can't stay healthy, but he just last several years couldn't get the job done. You had the talent to an extent, and you just you go for so long, like Marvin Lewis, right? Bengals kept him for like 20 years, couldn't win a playoff game. Harbaugh was kind of entering that same boat. So, but I think the nail in the coffin was that New England game. I was kind of shocked he didn't get fired that night, to be honest. I thought that was just mind-boggling what he did that night. But that regardless, I'm not surprised that he was cooked either way. The only way he would have saved his job is maybe you find a way to face Buffalo and you beat Buffalo. You beat one of your demons in the postseason. That could have at least bought him another year. But
yeah.
I think he was in trouble either way.
Yeah, to say the least. Say the least. But, I mean, you know what? Congrats on him going to the Giants. I didn't think he was going to take a position in such a high media area. But we'll see what happens.
Talent's there.
The talent is if the health is there, the talent is there.
Yes, and I saw a clip that John Gruden, the one thing he didn't like about Dart was he pretty much predicted what he's going through right now. Like, if he didn't start sliding and learn how to slide and all that,
he's gonna get hurt.
And Gruden called him out for it, and here we are. But I'm sure I don't know if Harbaugh will, because Lamar has his own set of issues of staying healthy as well. So,
and it makes you wonder if they're going to stick with Jackson Dart. I mean,
they should.
You would think.
I think he
deserves it.
Am I tripping that? I've been hearing a lot of people say that lately. It's like, am I crazy? I thought he looked great.
But now this was the thing.
The problem is he can't stay healthy.
I almost want to curb your enthusiasm and pull up for episode like 7 or 8 or 9, where we talked about Brian Dable being fired. But like a week before that, I said it too, when Jackson Dart was named the starter in New York, I said it on record that this was a handcuff situation. Brian Dable is putting his career on the line and saying, we've got to start him. It is what it is. And that's why they skipped ahead of JMO. And him getting hurt, as soon as that happened, they said, Brian, you're gone. you're gone. Which we could also talk about. It was because they put Jameson, I'm having a stroke, Winston in, and they put Russell Wilson back in. But I won't go there. We that was the past. We've already talked about that. But for their sake, I think both of us are hoping that Jackson gets the start. But it's just, is Harbaugh just going to completely 180 the team and scrap what is there of the offense?
Well, I mean, Harbaugh likes him a quarterback that can run, and
True.
obviously, Dart is more than capable of that. You know, if you teach him to slide, I think he'll be all right. But that's a big if, you know. So, lot of guys have this issue. So we'll see what they do with Burrow, or not Burrow, Dart.
Yeah, no. You keep saying the word if, and it makes me think of the what if here, because how big, honestly, of an impact was losing George Kittle to San Francisco?
Pretty big, but honestly, I think, you know, I don't mean to bring this up, but I mean, Jake Tongs, for the championship, he stepped up big, and you know, every time Kittle's missed, I'm a little surprised he doesn't get more playing time. I know, use him in a 2 tight end set.
I completely agree with you.
He's a solid piece, and every time he comes in, he puts in work, and I think it's in large part because of how much Kittle Purdy likes his tight ends. I mean, like that. Like if you're a tight end, you want to play for Brock Purdy. Mm-hmm. If Purdy gets hurt and it's Mac Jones, you're cooked. Leave the team immediately. If Mac Jones is the exact opposite, he just hates throwing to his team. Period. Bum. But I mean, regardless, I mean, it's a tough loss, and you know, coming into this, I love San Francisco as a Super Bowl favorite. I really thought, you know, ignoring that Seattle game, their offense was running in strides. Obviously concerns with, you know, their defense, but they found ways to win in spite of the amount of injuries they've had, you know, all year long. They're just kind of a built tough. They've overcome adversity so many times. And I figured, you know, coming into this, you know, I think they'll find a way to do it again.
Absolutely.
And get there. But losing Kittle, I think it'll cost them. There's no doubt. Kittle's a top 3 tight end for sure. I think he's top 2. Trey McBride being number 1, but 1 healthy, of course. I think it's going to hurt him, especially since you're going into Seattle. We just saw what happened there 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Did not go well, and you want to bounce back from a game like that. You need all hands on deck. So I think this is probably the end of the run for San Francisco, but we'll see. Tongs is more than capable of carrying the workload for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely see what happens there. I know you were talking about that. It made me think, well, I guess you got a good point, right? Because I feel like the bigger impact would have to be Brandon Ayuk being out versus, you know, the Seahawks, right? Just kidding. He hasn't played all year.
What a bum. He got a ring on my team, and he didn't play a single game. Unbelievable.
And honestly, I think he might get cut next year. I think they might have just said he's done. It sounds like ownership's over it. It sounds like the head coach is over it.
I don't blame him.
It's just,
shouldn't have given him the bag. And, you know, I'm so blessed that New England didn't get, you know, because there was a lot of talks the last 2 years. Actually, I think in the offseason, he turned us down. I think we were looking into training. I was like, nah, bro. And I was like, yeah, we'll take Diggs instead. Now, of course, you know, off the field, not great. But he has 1,000 more yards than Ayuk does this year. So, and a much cheaper, not much cheaper, but a much more manageable and cheaper contract.
A good veteran leadership for the young core you've got.
Yes, for sure. So, dodge the bullet. I would not be shocked if Ayuk was cooked.
You know who didn't dodge a bullet?
Oh, gosh.
Do you know?
Oh, tell him, Chuck.
It's not Ricky Pearsall. It's Green Bay.
Tell him, Chuck.
It's Green Bay. No.
I'm sorry.
It's good. Matt LaFleur got an extension in Green Bay, and boy, oh boy,
wow.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. I think they did well, but I feel like a lot of that, and I'm not giving Parsons his flowers by any means, but when Parsons went down, they struggled. They struggled pretty bad.
Well, that was kind of their deal breaker. They relied too heavily on him. When he played, they looked like, for the most part, Super Bowl contenders. The second he went down, Jordan Love was great, by the way. To his credit, he especially in that last game. that loss for me, not on Jordan Love at all. That's on your kicker, and that's on egregious play calling in the second half.
To your point, the last drive, whether it was play calling or not, I think Jordan Love had a horrible possession.
Yeah, he didn't have a great last possession, but
but still, your kicker left 7 points off the board.
Your kicker left 7 points on the board, and you weren't playing to win in the second half. They were a lot more conservative, and so maybe his last drive wasn't great, but his whole second half was impacted by poor coaching.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I wish I really could have seen.
I
much
can't
of the second
pin
half.
that game on Jordan Love. You wouldn't have been in that situation on that last drive if they just kept playing like they did in the first half.
I agree.
Jordan Love was lighting it up, and Romeo
they were
Doubs,
lights out.
It was lighting it up too. So that's on your offensive coordinator, and that's on your kicker, and that's why I'm baffled that LaFleur. I thought he was going to be fired. There's a lot of talks that he might have been canned, and instead he gets a bag. So I don't know necessarily how I feel about it. I didn't think he was necessarily a bad coach by any means.
No.
But I think it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out, especially with you getting Micah back. I just need to see what happens next year for me to fully feel about how he got a contract extension. So
No, of course. And we'll definitely, obviously, talk about that. I know Nick's going to be all over that. My personal opinion on this, as NFC North team myself here, it's funny. You've got the Vikings, the Bears, the Lions, the Packers, and with this Matt LaFleur extension in terms of head coach, it makes me think that if the NFC North was a boat, Green Bay might be the anchor right now. And just in terms of how that played out. Now, obviously, Detroit didn't do too great. We'll see what happens with Minnesota and J.J. McCarthy. But in terms of my opinion is on the coaching ranking, I think LaFleur is fourth. I mean,
I would probably agree with that. I mean, Ben Johnson did a heck of a job this year, whether or not we'd like to say that. I mean, you got to give him his flowers.
Of course.
He did an incredible job, and obviously his impact on Detroit, right? I mean, Detroit took a big step back this year. Obviously in part because they lost other guys too, right? They didn't just lose, one guy, but yeah, that's a tough loss for them. But yeah, sorry, his message just threw me off, so I'm trying to process that. No, you're good. Gosh dang it, I lost my train of thought. But point being, Ben Johnson, heck of a coach. I would probably put O'Connell number one personal, maybe Campbell, but it's kind of like 1A, 1B, 1C, 4.
Yeah,
3 elite coaches and one that he's done a fine job, but he's definitely the worst of the 4. Mm-hmm. He would look great in the coachless, not coachless. They do have Zach Taylor, of all guys that survived the purge, as Zach Taylor. But beyond that, the coachless
BetMGM, by the way,
North.
I should put it in here if I find the picture. But they put a list of the best coaches per division, and at the moment, there's only one coach in the
AFC North.
North, thank you. And it's got a blank picture, and it says not Zach Taylor. And I was like, wow, for a betting company, first of all, it's hilarious. Second of all, I don't know if you could be doing that.
That's hilarious. I mean, it's true. Of all coaches that survived Black Monday, I'm dumbfounded that Zach Taylor got out of it. I'm really I guess hindsight, 2 years in a row now, Burrow goes down, or not Burrow necessarily, but he had a lot of injuries. Burrow didn't go down the year before, but he obviously went down this year, so it's kind of tough to say. But he's not too fond in Cincinnati, from my understanding. So I really was kind of hoping he'd get fired, because then I wonder, this might be the first time ever, would have been the first time ever a whole division didn't have a coach.
Yeah.
Because that would have been hilarious.
It almost happened.
It almost happened. Still technically could happen if Zach Taylor did something bad. If he decided to get himself into betting, I don't know.
Yeah, just betting. Well, hey, BetMGM's putting him there. They may have already known this.
Yeah, that's fair.
But we've got, I think, one more little
one more thing, and then the
little bit of news. Not one that I'm proud to talk about, but hey, Nick, I'm gonna do it. Okay. So obviously we know that the NFL has hard knocks, right?
They do also have Hard Rocks.
Well, one player in particular has a special bond with the Hard Rocks. Vikings Jordan Addison was arrested in Florida, and this is his third arrest since 2023. Now, my opinion on this may be a little bit different, but from an unbiased standpoint, I'm gonna talk about what I got here. So according to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's records, Jordan Addison was arrested at 3:46 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday at an address associated with the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. He was booked in jail at 7:33 a.m. and charged with trespass in an occupied structure or conveyance, a first-degree misdemeanor. He paid a $500 bond and was released Monday around 2:40 p.m. Now, me personally, a little slap on the wrist. Just I don't know the situation. I wasn't there. That's just what was reported.
Get this man a curfew.
Honestly, yeah.
Why? Not that being said, guys break curfews all the time.
Of course.
Right? But
and from what I'm hearing,
get this man a curfew. This is avoidable if he could just honor a stupid curfew.
Well, this is the problem, right? Is that so? hearing Kwesi talk about Jordan Addison in the situation, one of the quotes he said was that when Jordan's here in Minnesota with the team, he's phenomenal. He's a great leader. He's one of the smartest wide receivers we've got. This and that, all of the pluses. And then he goes on to say this kind of generic quote, right, where like every player, every head coach, staff here in Minnesota, 90% of the time is doing the positives, everything they can, but it's that 10% where you got to really worry. And with it being the off season, I mean, it's really hard to set a curfew, but it does make me wonder, especially that this is his third incident, if A, we're even going to re-sign him,
then
B,
this is what I was debating. I'm looking at
we're going to trade him.
Free agents right now.
Or we just sit there and say Jalen Naylor is our wide receiver too, and we throw him a little bit more money. From a Minnesota Vikings fan perspective, though, this personally kind of makes it feel like that not only are we going to resign him, but this is the type of incident, and the third one at that, where we could probably sign him for less money. I mean,
that would be he's lost a lot of leverage in trying to get,
of course,
a bag for certain. You're not going to get paid more because you decided to break the law on numerous occasions. So
that too, and I mean, the last few weeks though, he did not have a really good repertoire there with JJ McCarthy. And, I mean, I think that's more on the quarterback than it was Jordan. I mean, you look at last year, look at the year before, Jordan is a great wide receiver. And Justin Jefferson also struggled, though he did get his 1,000 yards, thankfully. I don't know. I think Minnesota also has to figure out what we're going to do at quarterback. And hopefully, we said it a few episodes ago that JJ can continue to get better and go from there. But if not, I think there needs to be a veteran that comes in and takes that spot. I hope it's not Kirk Cousins, because I really don't think Kirk Cousins is all that much better than J.J. McCarthy. But, I mean, there's a few other guys out there, and I'm sure as the offseason gets a little bit closer, we'll see what happens here. But I think, really, that was the extent of the updates and things like that we've had. So I think we might be able to get into the pick'em here, wrap it up.
Juwan Jennings, a free agent.
Oh.
A couple, Rashid Shaheed, it didn't exactly pan out in Seattle. Khalif Raymond, he's on the older side of things.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, but that's not going to happen. Christian Kirk. I think Juwan Jennings is the best available. There was one, Tutu, who's the... Houston's got a guy. Oh, no, the Rams. Tutu Outlaw.
Yeah.
Could go for him as well. Couple decent options there that you can potentially replace Jordan Addison with, but
I still think we have enough value here in-house that we can try to work with. But at the same token, too, I mean, there's also the draft. So we'll see.
True.
Though I don't even want to get into that bag of worms, but there is the draft. But pick'em time, divisional round.
Dodgers got Kyle Tucker. I'm done.
What?
I hate this.
Is this breaking news right now? Is this a sideline report? Nate, give it to us. Give us some details.
I don't want to because I hate baseball. I hate the Dodgers.
This is going.
I hate everything.
This is going from a sideline report to a designated hater. Nate, take it away.
This sport is so stupid. Kyle Tucker, you're a low life loser. No one likes you. No one likes your family. Well, I hate you, Kyle Tucker. You're part of the problem. You're a bum. You're a scrub. You're ruining baseball. You're dead to the city of Chicago. You're dead to all other cities except L.A., which is the worst sports city in America because No one likes Hollywood. Vegas is better. I don't know. I'm just rambling right now because I literally just finding out that the Dodgers just ruined baseball yet again. So, 4 years, $240 million. This is ridiculous.
my God.
How much is this deferred? Probably $240 million. So
it includes an opt out after the second year.
I don't want to hear from Dodger fans ever again. They say, "Oh, well, we still need this." Shut up. You bought the entire free agency market the last 3 years. I don't want to hear you say we need this because you literally don't need anything. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
I really want to see if anything was.
Why even watch baseball? Why? We just know.
For the love of the game, Nate.
No, I don't have the love for the game anymore. I don't. It's dead. It's dead to me.
It's dead, Jim.
I'll watch college baseball. Heck, I might watch Manuka. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to stick to Manuka baseball from here on out. Screw the MLB.
I just can't understand. How did they find $60 million a year just lying around?
Because they can do whatever they want. Their ownership is worth. This is the problem. Their ownership is worth so much more than the other owners in the MLB. Oh, the Pirates could do this, blah blah blah. His net worth is $1.2 billion. He can't casually throw out $1 billion in deferred money, bro. He can't do that. The Dodgers can because their freaking ownership value is almost like $300 billion. It might not be that high, but it's significantly higher than the rest. And this is why you need a stupid salary cap. And until they do so, I hope the MLB strikes and we miss it a whole entire season in 2027. I pray for that. I pray for the downfall of the sport. I know what? I wish 1994. I wish it happened that the league died. I think that was the biggest mistake. I wish the MLB died in 1994. I really did. I hate this stupid sport, and I'm gonna go on the record and say the NBA is better. That's crazy to say. I think the NBA is dull.
There's a hot take.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'd rather watch LeBron James than the MLB.
That's a big one for you.
It is a big one for me.
That's a really big one.
This has drawn a line for me. I would rather root for LeBron than watch another baseball game.
Adam, do you have your phone on you? What are the odds you toss that to me and I try to call Nick real quick and see what his live reaction is? Hold on.
We do need to hurry up because I know you said we're run low on time, but I am.
That's what I thought. All right.
Great year.
All 20 of our.
Well.
All right. Search contacts. Nick Graph.
You really think he'd pick up for me?
If he doesn't, it's oh well. But this is our one shot here of just.
Never pick up. He's gonna think it's a wrong number.
I can't wait to see this. This is gonna be he's gonna freak out.
He might already know. I don't know.
That's
not gonna pick up.
Yo, what's up, dude?
Hey, so we're live real quick, and I've got you. I've got you up to the microphone, and I just want to hear. Did you see the news?
Nick.
Okay. So let's backtrack, dude. For the last 3 weeks, I haven't really been in tune with the outside world. So
Okay.
What's the news?
Kyle Tucker signs with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
No that's the most unsurprising thing I think I've ever heard in my life.
Shocker! What a surprise!
Yeah. Given the highest salary that any team would have offered him, 4-year, $240 million. Just
That makes all the sense, actually. And is this a shocker to anybody?
Well, I mean, I thought it was all but confirmed he was going to the Mets there, so it's a little strange.
They were the only ones that I saw that actually posted an offer to him at least. But
Yeah, $50 million.
Yeah, okay, it was always the Dodgers. Come on, who we kidding?
Nick's right though.
Dodgers.
Nick's right though.
Yeah.
As long as they're rumored to sign a guy, they're getting him, and they were. So.
Dude, I mean, dude, they weren't even. I don't want to say they were rumored. Last year when he was still playing for the Cubs, it was known he was going to the Dodgers this year.
What a loser. Kyle Tucker's a cheater. He played for the Astros. He bangs trash cans. So
he faked a thumb injury, purposely sat out.
What a loser. Kyle Tucker's.
Dude, it's a good thing we got, a non-cheater that's.
Yeah. Alex Bregman was never involved. It was always Altuve. It was Springer. It was not Alex Bregman.
No, of course.
Bregman didn't even know about the trash cans.
Yeah. Like
No, I just-
Taves and Kane didn't know about a certain allegation in 2010. Yeah, I got you.
Get off his back, dude. Get off his back. All right, jeez, man. Come on.
I was agreeing with Nick. I was agreeing with Nick.
No idea.
So yeah, that was the most recent news there, man.
I'm angry. Gold Manuka Indians.
There's so much catching up. We got Harbaugh signed with the Giants. That
Hit
was
on it.
cool.
Yeah.
We got the Bregman signing. We got
Yep.
Tucker. I mean, did we talk about the Bears? Did you guys talk about the Bears?
Well, we talked about we talked about Matt LaFleur being extended.
Nick, you're cooked because this little girl last week made her pick 'em and she went 0 for 6. She took the Bears to win, so it's over.
Well,
So she also took the Patriots, so the Texans are
she
winning.
went 0 for 6.
She went 0 for
0
6
for
last week.
6, yeah.
I'm not even kidding you. It's over.
Actually, impressive.
It's hard to do.
Is depressingly impressive.
Someone get her a DraftKings account.
2 weeks ago, she also took the Jets, so she just doesn't know ball.
Well, she is what, like
All I
6?
know is, like, me
I knew ball when I was 6.
matchup here.
I was locked in.
I'm feeling it, dude. I'm feeling a little repeat of 85, dude.
Oh.
We'll see, but I'm just saying because she took the Bears, it's not looking good. But hopefully she goes for for our sake, hopefully she goes 4-0 this week.
Oh, she's yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
She has to.
Yeah, she's got to lock in.
I mean, I don't know. We can Nick is on the phone. I guess we could just do
Might as
our
well.
pick 'em real quick.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, well, I mean, considering I feel like I haven't been invited to the pick'em for the last 3 weeks, like, I don't know where my record stands. Probably not great.
I got to be honest. I don't know where anyone's record stands because I'm so backed up. But
For the people, you know what? I could go since Nick's here. I could go back to doing jersey picks again.
yeah, Nate forgot to do it last week,
I
and
forgot
I was
to do
like,
it last
I'm not going
week.
to correct him,
Yeah,
but
yeah. But I was gonna be like, well, since Nick's not doing his pick 'em, I'll pick legitimately just for a couple weeks. But since he's here,
I don't like how you just phrased that, Nate, as if I had an option to do pick'em. I never even...
I'm not dogging on you. I'm just saying we needed someone to compete with Brandon for a couple weeks,
Oh.
and so I had to fill in for you.
Okay, fine.
I'm not trying to dog on you.
Well, dude, but I got easy pick'ems. It's gonna be it's
well, hold on, we'll start. We'll start.
San Fran, and it's gonna be Bears.
Fair. Okay, we'll start with the first game because the first game's Bills Broncos.
Okay, Bills.
Bills.
Josh Allen's that guy. He's got a rocket.
Nick can't see it, but I know you guys can see it. Broncos country, we're riding. This is
I know what you're doing. Stop doing that.
stop doing what?
I know what you're doing. Stop doing it.
Stop doing what?
Here,
Russell Wilson thing. I can tell.
Nick. Here's the good news for you, Nick. The little girl took the Bills.
He's riding. I can tell he's riding.
I am.
Now, dude.
I am. It's
Oh wait,
danger
no,
witch in
actually,
here.
I'm sorry. It's good for Brandon. It's
Yeah.
good. And I'm sorry.
Well,
no,
and that's
it's
fine.
good for Brandon.
Listen, I know that Buffalo's the team of destiny right now, right? Next week, if Buffalo wins, I'm wearing it.
They're not the team of destiny, my friend. You're forgetting about the team from Chicago, my friend.
Anyway, so I just listen. Buffalo struggled against Jacksonville, and but Broncos maybe the week by there it might struggle with a little bit, but Denver's the better team, man. They're the better team. The only problem that I have right now, and I mean we'll talk about it next week, is that if Buffalo wins this game, I'm sorry, Nate, but they're beating the Patriots next week.
Yeah, I knew that. I'm
sorry
not
on a
brain-dead.
personal standpoint.
I'm not an idiot. It would be embarrassing. I'm going on record and saying if New England wins and they face Buffalo, it would be embarrassing if the Bills did not win. This is literally you don't have an excuse here.
Do this right now, Brandon. He's reverse psychologing us. Don't let him do this.
Or it's the fact that the two teams that have stood in his way, the Chiefs and the Ravens.
Really, Josh Allen is the second best playoff quarterback behind Tom Brady.
I'd have to pull that up.
To check the numbers, but Josh Allen has not been the reason why they've lost. I will understand. I do get that. But my point is it's the Bills. The Bills find ways to lose.
The question here is rest versus rust. Are the Broncos going to come out rusty from a 2-week hiatus, or are they going to be rested? I think they're too young and naive to come out rested. They're going to be rusty. Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills by 7, I think, actually.
Wow. Okay.
I think this might be the biggest spread of the game of the week. I don't know.
It's -1.5 Denver right now.
That's what I know. I'm saying, dude, take the Bills.
So let's follow up on that with the other bye 49ers and Seahawks.
She took San Fran for record.
Yeah, see, here's the thing.
I'll go San Fran for the jerseys. I like.
I have a weird feeling that San Fran is going to win.
Keep in mind, Kittle tore his Achilles.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only caveat to that, where it's like, well,
But-
I don't know. Without that tight end, it's kind of
Jake Tongs did me great in the championship, so
give me. Oh shoot, this is gonna kill me. But give me the Niners, dude. Give me the 49ers.
I'm also taking the 49ers. I think that
holy based. We're in trouble. We're all going with the little girl here.
But listen, this is the thing though, is I feel like if there's any team that's gonna have any rust at all, especially with a quarterback named Sam Darnold, who is
That's fair.
leading the league in turnovers. I
It
believe.
is turnovers.
I get San Francisco had some issues the last time they played Seattle, but I just think they're not gonna steamroll them. And for the record, that if San Fran loses, I would take the +7. I would absolutely take the +7.
Yeah.
I love that.
Houston, New England's next.
Yes, yeah, Houston, New England.
I'll go New England jerseys.
I'm taking the Patriots too here, man. I think this is gonna be
keep
a
in
tough
mind, Nico Collins is out, so
game.
Don't hate me for this.
I'm sorry. He's not necessarily out, but no, I understand if you got to go with Houston. I mean, the offense. Will Campbell looked horrible last week, as you know.
I agree.
He looked bad. Now, once they started, once he got help, he looked a lot better. But him and Jared Wilson looked like rookies last week's game. So if you got to go with Houston, I understand. I am mentally prepared that there's a very good chance that happens.
Vicious. I think that. Now, hear me out, because this one kind of flies in the face of my own Bears, but I think there's still a lot of naivety to Drake May. He's great. MVP Drake May, I'll give you that.
Drake May.
I think the luck, not the luck, but I don't know. It's going to catch up. Something's going to catch up. I think this is the week. Give me Houston. Their offense is finally going to click.
I think it'll be tough for the offense to click if Collins is out, but I think this will be a defensive. This is going to be another defensive slugfest, and I could definitely see Houston winning that one out for sure. I would agree with that.
No, switching. I'm back to the Patriots. Let's go, Pats. It's Pats.
Oh, we're board riding. Okay.
Okay.
And of course, last but not least, we got Rams and Bears.
Bears easy.
Bears.
Rams bottom pod jersey.
The Rams, that little pansy ass little piece of little
You know what? I'm all with this on Nick.
play the cold. Play the cold. Give me the Bears.
Matthew Pat Stafford. He pads stats. That last week was pure Mickey Mouse nonsense for his MVP candidacy. Matthew Stafford pad stats. Bum.
Bears.
100%. Stafford's a bum. He's
I am
a
taking
bum.
the Rams here.
Bum.
And listen,
No,
I'll give Chicago their props.
Boo.
I'll give Chicago their props for coming back and beating Green Bay last week. But the Magic's going to run out at some point. It's going to run out at some
So
point.
is with Matthew Stafford. He had to come back against the Panthers. Bum. And you know, I think he padded his stats in those last 2 minutes too. I don't care if they were losing. He was padding stats.
Guess what, Brandon? They practiced in the cold without heaters. The Bears did.
That's really nice.
For this.
Were they shirtless?
Nick, I'm all in.
There's no way this Los Angeles team comes to this weather in this city against this team and does anything but flounder in the fourth quarter to Caleb Williams.
Although I will say, last year, never mind. It was Philly that won in Philly, but it was a good game. I don't know, man. I think Stafford's got the experience here. Now, you could take that as you will. You could probably say it's some reverse psychology and something else is going to happen. But I got to ride with the Rams. I've got to ride.
The numbers
with the Rams.
do show that Stafford does not do well in the cold, albeit that last game against Philly, he was really good. So, but because of the MVP debate here, I cannot stand on. I can't align myself with any LA team. Period. Right now, for multiple reasons. So I'm all in on Chicago. Chicago by 20. You know what? I think this is the biggest spread. I think Matthew Stafford throws 3 picks. Stafford throws 3 picks trying to pad stats. He gets 2 touchdowns late because he had to pad stats. Bears won by 20.
It's always been the Bears.
Wow. All right. Well, that is the divisional round pick'em.
Yes, sir.
I'm just trying to think. I really think that really covered all of our topics here.
Yeah, it did.
So, yeah, no, I guess
Sounds like a complete episode.
it does. And Yeah, no, we figured we were like, we were talking. We see Kyle Tucker pop up on the laptops. We're like, whoa, wait a minute. wait a minute. We got to.
I'm so upset.
Not shocking at all.
I'm
Timing of it.
Yeah, really good timing of it. But I will let you get back to whatever you're doing. Maybe.
Go drink some beers in the lobby here.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you put your blue suede shoes on again and get down there.
You know I will, baby.
Yeah. Godspeed.
Country, let's ride.
And with that, we see you later.